Jojo Rabbit is one of the best movies that came out last year in 2019. It's the perfect blend of humor and the seriousness of a message that it conveys. It takes place in Germany when it is nearing the end of World War II, and the main character is a 10-year-old boy named Jojo, who is in a Hitler Youth program and whose imaginary friend is Hitler. Jojo wants to be the best Nazi that he can, as he says many times in the movie, and he's really dedicated to Nazi Germany. His room is even full of swastikas and other Nazi symbols, and all around it's not great decoration.
It's time to burn some books!
Yeah! So as the movie goes on, we quickly learn that Jojo is the only Nazi supporter who is there in his family. His dad is nowhere to be seen, as he is apparently fighting in the war, and Jojo's mom, named Rosie, who is played by Scarlett Johansson, is not very fond of the Nazis. Jojo liking the Nazis and Rosie disliking them sparks a rift between the mother and son that opens and closes whenever the two argue, and they're always arguing. Jojo Rabbit is a really good movie, and like I said a minute ago, I think it is one of the best movies of 2019, if not the best. It's definitely in my top 3. What I like the best about this movie is how it doesn't hold back on some of its jokes. They're really edgy, sure, but I think it helps to show how bad the Nazis were and what their mentality was. People imagine Nazis as evil, sure, but Jojo Rabbit delves into a mindset of Nazis in a somewhat lighthearted manner that helps show how evil they were. Some jokes I immediately regretted laughing at right after they were said in Jojo Rabbit, but I think that just goes to show how the mood of the movie stayed bright more or less throughout the movie, even if there were some sad and touching moments. That brings me to the next thing I love about this movie, how touching it was. It was very surprising to feel sad after this movie ended, but it really had that effect on me. I wasn't expecting this movie to be emotional at all. For example, later on in Jojo Rabbit, Jojo's mom, Rosie, tragically dies by hanging. She's caught being a Jew supporter by the Nazis, and she's hung. And when Jojo discovers his dead mother and starts crying, it was a beautifully sad moment for me. Beautiful because the movie could be that emotional, and sad, well, it's pretty self-explanatory because his mom sadly died. This movie was met by a lot of controversy upon its release, and I can see why. Personally, it didn't bother me, but I can see a Holocaust survivor or someone like that getting offended, But I feel like making fun of the Nazis and Hitler is what this movie did, and that's what makes me not get offended by this movie at all. Belittling the bad guys is good, and that's exactly what Jojo Rabbit did. Even during World War II, people who did not like Hitler made fun of him all the time. And this movie did pretty much the same thing. For example, you aren't afraid of someone who people make fun of. This movie made Hitler not scary at all. This is my last reason as to why Jojo Rabbit is one of the best movies of 2019. The main character develops so well. Jojo is forced to change when he discovers a Jew named Elsa hidden in his attic, and he starts to tolerate Jews and even like Elsa. Jojo is very suddenly forced to change when his mother dies, too, and he becomes more alone, only sharing his home with Elsa, who he before hated, but now, like I said, he's starting to warm up to her. He's hating less and learning how to love. It's cool to see how Jojo changes somewhat unwillingly at first, and unwillingly breaks out of a mold that he has been taught to be in since he was young by all the Nazis. The interesting thing that I think that makes it much easier for Jojo to stop blindly following the Nazis is how nice everyone around him is. His mother, Elsa, and even the people in charge of Hitler Youth Camp are pretty nice. These people leave something of an impression on Jojo that indirectly teaches him to become better and stop hating so many people and all of the Jews. People summarize Jojo Rabbit as only being a movie about a kid whose imaginary friend is Hitler, but I think there is so much more to it than that. The movie diminishes Hitler and makes fun of him, something that would have been needed so much in World War II when Hitler was so feared. Jojo Rabbit is unexpectedly touching, powerful, and emotional. Jojo develops so much in the movie, from being a scared little rabbit, which he is taught in the beginning, to being brave enough to break out of a mold that he was cast into and doing the right thing, not being a Nazi. Well guys, thank you so much for watching my video. If you liked it, please subscribe, if you want to, as it really helps my channel grow. If you have any suggestions for my channel to improve, or any TV shows or movies you'd like me to review, please tell me in the comments below. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and stay safe from coronavirus. See you later.